Hi there, folks. I'm Terry Austin. I'm a faculty advisor for Mastering A&P, and I've been piloting the Early Alert system for about 2 years now. I'd like to share a success story that happened a couple of semesters ago. You may know that Early Alerts monitors several variables to determine a student's current risk. Those variables include homework, test scores, quiz, correct on first try, and consistency. Each week, the instructor gets a report on the student's current risk level based on all those measured variables. Each student's reclassified each week as to whether they're in a low, medium, or high risk category. It's important to remember that this is not necessarily directly correlated to grades, but to all the measured factors. With that in mind, I'd like to share the story of my student Amy. Her grades never dropped, never. But let's see what I saw when I was monitoring her. For the first few weeks, everything was awesome for her. Once she hit the 7-week mark, however, her risk went from low to medium and pretty quickly shifted to high risk. So I reached out. Remember, her grades never dropped. I called her and asked if there was a problem. She actually broke down crying and said, "Oh my gosh, how did you know?" I told her that I really didn't know what was going on, but the system in mastering alerted me that something might be going on with her. I assured her again that her grades were absolutely fine, and then she started to tell me her story. A few days before, her young son had broken his leg. They had a very long night in the emergency room, and that disrupted her usual pattern of doing her work early. The next few days were even more disruptive to her usual study patterns, but she did keep working. After a while, things returned to normal, and she finished the semester with an A. Early alerts gave me exactly the information I needed to know she was struggling. Grades alone would never have indicated any problem whatsoever. Amy called a few days later to thank me for reaching out when I did. She said she had never felt so cared for in any class, much less an online class. Thank you, Early Alerts.